Welcome to Bucketphoria. We are back. This is a basketball podcast presented by Sports Dynasty and Mafia Sports Report. Yes, we are back again. It is Thursday. We actually got a huge football game today, right?
Oh yeah, San Francisco
Seattle
tonight.
Yeah, we always had bad games, but now today we got. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but it's a big game, is what I'll say.
It's a big game, but we also got some nice basketball games tonight too. But,
yes, sir.
But it's around the first quarter of the season, first third of the season is kind of over.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do this for every single team in the NBA. We're gonna talk about something good and something bad about them. Pretty simple pros and cons for every team so far in the first 28-ish games of everybody's season.
Sounds good.
So how you want to do this?
Let's go East first. I think West is harder.
East first. You want to start from the top or start from the bottom?
Let's start from the bottom.
All right. So I have nothing to say about this team.
It's Charlotte, right?
Yes, it's Hornets.
The good thing?
Wait, what's the good thing?
I can't really think of anything. What the good thing I'll say is that PJ Washington is improving.
Oh, I got a good thing.
What?
They're embracing the tank.
Okay, I mean
they're kind of embracing it a little bit. LaMelo did, I think, came back there recently. I think
Gordon Hayward's playing today.
But it's like they're 7-21 right now. They're last in the East.
They're last. Yeah,
they're not going to do anything.
No. Yeah, I think because PJ Washington did improve.
He did. No, he's pretty good.
He did improve. So I mean. And they're embracing the tank. That's good too. That's always a good thing. I believe Gordon Hayward got cleared to play recently. I think today. I think he got cleared to play.
You know how they should improve on that even more? Trade him. For something.
If they can. If they definitely. Yeah, he's a wing though, so they might be. I'm sure there's something out there.
Listen, if you can get like 2 second-round picks for it, just do it, cause
I'll take it.
Because at the end of the day, it's. What does he bring to you at this point, especially since you're a winning team?
Right.
And negative, well, you got the fact that MJ is your GM.
It looks like they don't really have the big pieces to surround LaMelo by.
But
the bad is not as bad as because, like you said, it's because they embraced the tank. Now, if they didn't embrace the tank, the bad this would be real bad.
Yeah, because it feels like you're holding back your generational talent and LaMelo Ball. And I've kind of been critical saying that he hasn't improved much. I feel like they're like trying to hold it back in a sense. But
fair point.
But yeah, if I was to say something really negative, it's the fact that and maybe credit to MJ, he may have seen this, and that's why he kind of got a fill-in coach for the year because they're like the team's so like they're not gonna do anything. Let me just wait to get hopefully to get Victor and then move on. It's the fact that Steve Clifford is your coach. And there's no disrespect to Steve Clifford because he's all right. He's not horrible, but not special either.
He's very mid.
But for a player like LaMelo, right? And for a team that's very offensive oriented, it just doesn't work.
No, not at all. I agree.
Now, Detroit is next.
Ooh, there's a whole lot of bad on here.
Why? Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I have a good thing and a bad thing, right?
It's good that Cade tore his AC. It's good that Cade got hurt for the draft pick, but it's also bad because how is he going to come back?
Right. It's like it's kind of weird because like the good because you can look at the Cade Cunningham thing with kind of like glass half full, glass half empty sort of things. Yes, it sucks. We're not really wishing for anybody to get hurt. Obviously not. Mm-hmm. But huge Cade Cunningham thing here. But it's one of those things. That's like
this could be
if he's still there. Like let's say he never got hurt, he's still playing right. What's the ceiling? 10 seed? 11 seed? Is that the ceiling? Even though they didn't look good, they didn't look good with him.
They didn't. But
and it's not his fault by any means about stretching the imagination, but it's like
this is where I piggyback on Tommy here and say
it's time for new
fire
team.
Casey because again, this Detroit team. I said this like the first 2 games of the season, and what I said is true.
It hasn't changed by the way.
This offense, this team is run through Bojan Bogdanovic. Why? I don't know. I don't know why, but he's their guy, a vet.
Shout out to him. They dropped 40 against the
Lakers. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to him because
he's actually having a pretty good year.
He's actually having a really good year, but it's also really weird that this team filled with a bunch of young guys is around a role player. He is a slightly above average role player. He's a consistent starter in any team. But what I'm saying is that it's weird that this team is ran by Bojan Bogdanovic. It is weird. I don't know why. It's slowing down the development of these players.
It feels like they have two clashing visions. It's like the front office kind of wants to have this young roster and just have him as the vet to mentor them.
Right.
But Casey wants to have him run the show, have him run the team in a sense, and it just doesn't make sense. And I understand that you want to win now, but development should come first. And if you went along the way, great. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
Winning does cure all at the end of the day, but if that's the only thing, and you're not trying to develop your players, and that's where you're whatchamacallit.
So yeah, I would say that I agree with Alex. They're more in the middle.
Right.
Because this could be for example, I would say it could be a Joe Burrow situation where he got hurt and it was actually the best thing that ever happened to them. And
right.
They got Jamar Chase, right? So this is kind of the same thing where it could be with Cade. He gets hurt and they could get Victor.
Or one of the
top prospects.
What's twins name? The Thompson twins.
The Thompson twins, yeah. Or it could be bad and maybe it's a world where they don't get one of the top picks and Cade never is never the same.
There's one thing to be grateful for Detroit fans is he's one of the players that never relies on his athleticism.
Yes, that is very true. That is very true.
And he's one of those players as well that's he seems so mature on how he goes about the game as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I don't think him being out is gonna really mean much.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not worried about Cade Cunningham. I'm not, because everything you said, this is a player that kind of plays with his mind and he plays off fundamentals. He doesn't really rely on athleticism. Players like that last longer. Players like that improve faster as well. So I'm not really worried about it. What bothering me is this whole Casey and Bogdanovic situation. Something has to change.
Yeah, and I'll say that's kind of my con for this for the Detroit team. I see no with him as a coach. I see no clear vision.
I don't see the vision because Bogdanovic he's a role player, you know what I'm saying? So there's only so much he could do. He can't really create too much. He's not really a amazing defender, but he's not an great scorer in terms of if he's not shooting, he's not really scoring. So it's kind of weird. I don't know why this is the direction this team is in this season.
Right. Moving on to Orlando. My biggest
I have a lot of
thing I could say that's good. I could say something about Paulo Banchero. He's great, cool. I don't want to say whatever. I don't want to push it off.
I think that's the obvious thing. That's
the obvious thing. So I want to bring that up. You know who I do want to bring up though? Bol.
That's the good. I'm right with you on that. Yes,
because he's playing basketball, and it turns out he's very good at it.
He's very good at it. He's
He's
very entertaining.
He is very entertaining. I actually do 100% agree with that.
He looks like a my player playing 2K. That's what it looks like. It looks like a my player's playing.
Averaging 12 points per game, 7 rebounds. Just got 21 against Atlanta too.
Mm-hmm.
Last game. So and he looks so comfortable.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable, very fresh. I'm going to be honest, it's a relief to just see this from him because I've always wondered why this player wouldn't play. I don't know. I just never understood because you couldn't bring up the bigs are getting obsolete argument because he was different. He's quick. He's lengthy. He can spread the ball. He can dribble the ball. He dribbles better than some guards, to be honest with you. So he's very versatile. Right. And obviously because of his size, there's a lot of plays that he could make on defense that others would not be able to because of his size. So he's a very versatile player, and it seems like he's blossoming before our very eyes. And like Alex just said, we got the obvious with Paulo, who's going to be a monster in this league. But now we got Bobo, and we also got other young pieces. We got Jalen Suggs. He's starting to play a little better too. I like him a little bit more this year. I have a lot of pro with this team for the future. I can't really think of a con with this team.
I actually do have a few, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the bigger gripes I have with this team is, let's start with Mo Bamba. I'm going to start with him real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, they've rendered him obsolete.
It might be the emergence of Bobo might have messed him up.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds off the bench, that's cool. But it's like every single time I do watch a Magic game, he's just not doing anything.
I would agree with you there. Every time I will tune in, is either I'm seeing Paolo or Bobo jump out the screen. I'm not really seeing anything else.
I see what else.
Right.
Franz, very underrated. He got better low key, and I thought no one was really talking about it.
He got better. I watched him a lot in the offseason in the FIBA tournament, and I saw signs of all that. So, and I forgot to even mention him. He's great too.
So. He's great. He's great too. Yeah. Markelle Fultz when he plays is really good. Cole Anthony when he plays is really good.
Yeah.
I guess kind of it's more so help with them. And Terrence Ross and Terrence Ross. You know what you're gonna get for Terrence Ross off the bench. So
how they use Terrence Ross is how Detroit should use Bojan.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And Wendell's been out, but he's been solid.
Wendell's always solid.
I like the players. It's just more bomb. But I just watch the play. Like it feels like he's rendered obsolete in this team. And it's like, why did you pay him back? Why did you pay him?
That's true. They did pay him because what I was gonna say was
it's not a big contract, by the way, but it's like what
still yeah. What I was gonna say was if let's say he doesn't pan out, they could kind of count their losses because they got Bobo. You know what I'm saying? And and Bobo's young and they know what he's gonna bring to the table. And honestly, Bobo's already better than him. Because it's just because Bobo could just bring so much more. You know what I'm saying? You could run an offense with Bobo because he's so versatile. He can dribble the ball. He could run fast. We see it. He run fast breaks. He's doing spin moves behind the back, coast to coast. He's more versatile. So I would, if you could count your losses with him, even though it's bad, it is a con. I agree with you, but you could count your losses with Mo Bamba.
You can count your losses, and very sneaky thing that I don't think anybody knows. Orlando, 4 games in a row.
4 games in a row, yeah.
On the W column, looking like they started trying to figure things out finally.
If they go on a push to maybe contend for a play-in, I would say that is very impressive.
And then it's a tough season.
That is that, yeah.
And then next year, try to do something with that.
Yeah, that's the test. Yeah, but I watched this team a couple times too. I like this team.
No, I like Orlando. They're very fun to watch. They're very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So the Washington Wizards, I'm gonna save the nice one for last.
Okay,
but the bad. Actually, a lot I can say about this team for bad.
There's a lot. They're a lot better than I thought this year too.
One, they're an 8-game losing streak too, so they are really cool ever since Bradley Beal went down with injury. But it's like they can't accept the fact. Like it's like
damn 8 games.
It's like they're addicted to mediocrity. It's not. It's so insane with this team.
Yeah,
they are so addicted to mediocrity, and it's crazy too because it's not like they're lacking much talent in the talent department.
They're really not.
It's nothing. It's nothing that I'm gonna say. Oh, they're a contender, but it's nothing like to say they could be a playing team, but
they can be.
They can be a playing team, but that's really it. They could maybe be a French playoff team, but that's just it.
Yeah, I'll say that's their peak as a French playoff team.
And Porzingis didn't play last night, so that doesn't help either. But you got players.
That's probably why he scored almost 50 points.
You're talking about Jokic, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly why, actually. Yeah, but you got players like Will Barton and Monte Morris. They cool.
Yeah, they decent.
They cool. They're not bad players. They cool. Corey Kispert. He cool.
He's cool.
He can shoot. He cool. Denny Abdia. I like him, but he cool. Daniel Gafford who actually played minutes for once.
You know, it's weird because those players are their role players. And I feel like those players kind of do what they're supposed to do. And then you got Porzingis who's playing at an extremely high level. He's playing who we traded for, to be honest.
When Beal, Porzingis, and Kuzma on the court together, they're actually, I won't say they're one of the better teams, but they're not bad. They're not a bad team.
They will get you.
They could get you.
Yeah, they will get you because those three play. Especially specifically Kuzma and Porzingis, they're more likely going to have a good night. That's how it's been this year, and especially in the beginning. But I guess this is a team where if one piece goes down, it's over. It's completely over. So a very, very fragile team.
Taj Gibson started.
That's terrible. That's why he scored almost 50 points.
We all love Taj Gibson here. Don't get me wrong. We really do. But come on, Taj Gibson started. He only played 18 minutes.
Yeah.
They were playing extremely small for most of this game. It was kind of...
They were doomed from the start. Yeah, this is more like I said, this is one of the weirdest situations where this is definitely not a next man up mentality
Oh,
kind
and
of
Bradley
team.
Beal has got a no trade clause in the contract too.
And that will always be a con for as long as he remains in the Washington Wizards uniform. But yeah, like he said, when these guys are there, they could kind of compete with pretty much anyone.
They could.
But it seems it's just if that one guy goes down, it's just over. They just can't compete.
And I guess my positive for this team is like it's not like they're assetless, if that makes sense.
They're not.
They have assets that could help a team to go into that next level. Like a player like Kuzma could help a team like Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
Feel me? Like a player like Porzingis could help a team like who needs to go off
Portland.
Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Portland got.
But here's my thing. You know what's my thing? What if Washington's just the perfect fit for him?
No, it's very possible.
You know, like
no, it's very possible. At the end of the day, it's like no, like he has the ball in his hands more. He has more freedom to do whatever, and and that's how he plays. That's why in Dallas he never meshed well with Luka.
And I feel like that might also happen with Portland.
He's a rhythm player.
He is definitely a rhythm player. Yeah, I mean, everything just comes so smooth for him in this team, and then despite him doing that, Kuzma still finds a way to does what he want to do.
No, he's been really good in this team, yeah. And
yeah, it's so weird for this team to lose 8 games in a row. It shouldn't happen.
And yeah, Boss said you have assets. You have Rui, who I think he needs to change the scenery at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
You got Denny who I can't say he can't shoot. He's scared to shoot. If he was like
he's scared to shoot, and he is a target on offense too. Teams attack him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but that's enough about them. Like you're not assetless. That's also like about the positive I can say about them. Like you can get some decent things for them if you trade some of your players.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's not what they're gonna do. So whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, they're not gonna do
that. Toronto.
Wow, where do I start? Okay.
Positive. Pascal Siakam's a thing.
Yeah, the positive is that Pascal Siakam he seems to get better every year. He definitely reached new heights this year.
Didn't play that well last night though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Now the cons is that your rising star, your rookie of the year,
who actually played well last night too.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes is having an awful
He's miserable this year.
And I can't really recall like I wouldn't even say just a rookie of the year, but just like a rookie first team talent in their second season just be abysmal, like the way Scotty Barnes has been. I can't recall.
I'm pretty sure that exists though.
I'm sure it exists. I'm very sure it does. I just can't think of a guy where that kind of happened. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I watched this team play, and I'm disgusted with their offense. You know what I'm saying? I'll say another pro is that OG seems to be getting better every year as well.
Right.
But I watched this team play, and this doesn't look like a Nick Nurse basketball team anymore. They don't really move the ball too much. They run a whole lot of ISO, try to play off the mismatch with Scotty Barnes and OG. See, OG's more of a versatile scorer, so I could kind of understand a situation like that. But with Scotty Barnes, it's kind of weird. I see him take more threes than he should. And Boucher sometimes has some good nights, but Fred VanVleet I don't know, he just turned into a streaky player. I personally think it's because the way they got this offense running. I feel like a lot more should be revolved around Fred. I think moving him.
He's not even streaky. He's just bad.
He's just bad. Yeah.
He's just bad. He's shooting 37% from the field.
That is unbelievable. And I think the reason why that is, because they have him more as just a role player. They have him more just stand in the corner and just wait for something. I think that's a rhythm player as well. And I feel like he has to make the game come into him instead of just him getting an outside shot and pulling up for a three and wishing for the best. So things are not going well here.
Things are not going well at all. And it's like, I don't know. I watched the team and it's like you completely forgot what worked last year.
Yeah.
And I skipped the team by accident. Oh, and it's
That's fine.
unfortunate, honestly,
Okay, it's them.
because this is a team I actually really do like. And Pascal Siakam is one of my favorite players, and I'm happy he's playing really well this year. But it's like,
I mean, like,
and Gary Trent too, he got bumped down to a bench role because defensively he's just not as good as he was last year.
that's true. And like I said, he was not only an all-star last year, he was he's an all-star. Last year, if you thought about Fred VanVleet, without question, he was an all-star. There was no doubt. He was an all-star. And for him to go this year, for him to be this bad, it's insane. It's just, you got Fred, who went down a huge level, and you got Scotty Barnes, who went down a huge level as well. That's two of probably your top 3 or top 5 players in your team, and they're just not playing well.
Next team, and we talked about them a lot. I think it was the last episode. I'll try and make it quick. It's the Bulls.
The Bulls, where do I start? They just recently lost to the Knicks too.
Good game too.
Yeah, it was a really good game. Zach LaVine is horrible.
I think we play better as a late though.
Let's see how that keeps up. I mean, I don't really know what's a pro with this team. The con is that you don't have Lonzo. And this team, again, we said it in the last show, this team revolves around him. This team solely revolves around him. I mean, they change as a defensive team. They change as an offensive team. How's Caruso? I mean, he gets injured a lot too. Vucevic is not playing at a high level.
The Lonzo thing's not even the biggest con I have for the team. But even that section now, it's bad though. It's not even the biggest con I have for the team. The biggest con I have with the team is the coach. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think it's Dwayne Donovan. That's the biggest con to me in your team because Lonzo's been gone for a while now. Like it sucks that Lonzo, like the way you ran your team before with Lonzo, it works. But you have to learn how to adjust to make sure your other players can prosper as much as possible.
They have enough talent for that too.
They do have enough talent. It's not like your team is just full of scrubs. That's not the case. I don't with this team. Vucevic, ever since he got here, after that first year he got there, he's been nothing short of a trash can. I'm sorry, it's just that simple.
Yeah, he'll just have like a spurt of a night. Like he'll have like one great night where he's played like the way he should, but then he'll just go back to just being this cold player.
This cold player. You got Caruso, who's Lonzo Ball light.
Yeah, pretty much. You
got Ayo Dosunmu, who comes off the bench, right? Who's actually a really good player. You couldn't develop Patrick Williams because I'm sorry, what he is, it has the split of what he is what he is now.
Yeah,
because you couldn't develop him at all.
You know what's another thing with this team? They can't really spread the floor too much.
And I was about to say that they're lashing, and you can't shoot the ball either. You're lashing 3 points, and I guess I could say that's more so on the front office as opposed to you yourself.
But the thing is too is when I watch this team play, it's like they rely solely on Vucevic making threes. They're
Vucevic and
Zach making threes. They're dependent on it. If Vuce gets the ball at the top of the key, he's shooting. He's shooting it without question. If he gets in the corner, he's shooting it. I've seen them run plays for Vucevic to shoot a three. Zach LaVine. The thing about Zach LaVine, this is why Zach LaVine being bad is so bad. It's because he's naturally a tough shot maker. So the shots that he's going to take, he will take bad shots. And if they don't hit, they're just not going to hit. So there's he's going to shoot contested threes. And this is a team that solely relied on that. And if he's not going to make them, what is he providing for this team? Nothing. No, he can't. He's not going to get you stops. He's not going to make for this team. He's just a scorer. And he takes ill-advised shots. If he's not making those shots, they're pretty much doomed. And remember, their best player, DeRozan, needs that floor spread. It's already tough as it is that he has to play. Sometimes he plays with double coverages. And he has to take contested mid-range shots. So it's really bad. They need floor spreading. It's bad.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when your backup center is Drummond.
A defensive liability.
A defensive liability who all he could do is rebound the ball, and that's it.
Yep.
So, and you got Kobe White, who's just saying it, who at this point is just there. Your best.
I don't even know what to go about.
Your best defender in the perimeter is Caruso and Javonte Green.
Pretty much.
And that's it. And the biggest grip I have with the team is that they're so damn lazy.
Very lifeless team.
Damn lazy.
Very lifeless team for sure.
I'm so tired of the team. They make me freaking sick. Honestly,
there's no hunger in this team.
There isn't.
Yeah, there's no hunger in this team whatsoever.
But moving on to Atlanta, your Khan is trading on his whack.
Yeah, he's having a bad year.
Like shooting splits wise, playmaking wise, he's him.
He's him, yeah.
But shooting splits wise, oh my god, he is shooting not 30%. This season from 3, and I think his percentages went down by 10. I think it went from 38 to 28.
And the thing is that he shoots in a high volume.
Yeah. So there are many positions where he's throwing positions away.
He's still in positions away.
And another and as a matter of fact, that's not even the biggest con. I lied to you. I apologize. The biggest con is the fact that that news broke out that people were saying you're cheering might want this dude fired.
That's a problem. That is a big problem. If they lose Nate McMillan.
And it's tricky because I'm not the biggest Nate McMillan fan. I'm really not.
His team did take a turn under his watch.
It took a turn under his watch, yes. Yeah. They went to the East Conference Finals, shot to Ben Simmons, and had a bad year last year, right? Because defensively, they just didn't have it.
They just didn't have it, yeah.
Hence why they got players like Justin Holiday, they got players like Jonathan Murray, who got hurt, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And they're thinking about trading John Collins because after the beginning of the year,
I agree.
He's just been
I actually agree with that.
He's so out of place.
Yeah, he's the one player in this team where it feels like, what exactly does he do? And that's not really a knock on him. I just think the way this team changed, he was the worst person to deal with it. He got the worst of this change from this team and the change of the lineup.
Because in the beginning of the year, he looked great.
Yeah. I mean, it helps when remember I think this team relies solely on DeJounte Murray a lot more than what people think. When he was healthy, he did a lot for this team, as well as with the rising of AJ Griffin. He was really playing well as a rookie too. But I can't really see anything for John Collins in this team.
Oh, well, that is pro, by the way, for Atlanta.
What?
AJ Griffin.
That is a pro.
They stole the lottery.
Yeah, that is a pro. That is a pro.
He wasn't a lottery pick. They stole him for everybody because he's actually a really good player.
He is a really good player. That is a pro for sure.
That was definitely a pro. You got AJ Griffin, but it's the fact that, back to the comment with John Collins, is like, it's not even just the fact that Murray was out, because even when he was there, like, as the season went on, it's like, it just feels like he just stands in the corner and just watch.
Yeah, I would trade him if I was.
I would trade it. Like, they need to get Jay Crowder. I'm not trading John Collins for Jay Crowder, though. You are on, like, serious narcotics, if you think so, but
the way this team is now is just not the fit for him. It's just
it is a bad fit at this point, and it sucks too because he's a good player.
He is. He just getting DeJounte Murray, getting Holiday, getting these guys. He was the worst. He's the one that got the worst of it. It's unfortunate, but they have to find. And I'm sure teams want John Collins, so they can ship him.
I'll take him.
I'm sure. I'll take him. Yeah, I'll take him too. Yeah.
I'll take him.
I'll take him too. And they should shop him around. Yeah, they won't. The way this team is run, they won't miss his presence.
All right.
I think they'll be fine, by the way. I think they'll.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Yeah, for sure. It's just. They only got shirts like this in the beginning of the year where they're like,
Yeah, that's an Atlanta thing.
All right. Miami. I don't have much positive to say about Miami. I'm be honest. Oh, I'm lying. Bam's
been playing really well.
He's been more aggressive. That's actually really good.
Playing really well.
That's really good that he's actually been more aggressive. So maybe come playoff time, you won't let Robert Williams make you look like a bitch. So
yeah, he's been playing really well. I think the offense changed a little bit. He's been running more with him. They got that little, like that little free throw pull up where he like that little spot where he likes. That's like his favorite spot, and he's been playing really well from there. there's games now where Jimmy Butler's trying to take more seriously. All right, we gotta get a couple more games under our belt so we can have a respectable playoff seeding. So that's definitely a pro. The con is I guess the con is like what's gonna happen in April.
No, your con is you do not have two players in your backcourt that can play minutes down the stretch when you need them, because you put inside a hero, barbecue chicken. You put Duncan Robinson, I don't even have to say it.
See, the Duncan Robinson is definitely the way worse because it's like he needs something run for him.
He's a shooter that I can make the argument can't shoot.
Yeah, he's Korkmaz 2.0. At least with Tyler Hero is like maybe he can have a good night.
He can get yeah. Once he allows, he can get those points right back.
He can. It's possible. Yeah, but Duncan Robinson is a complete lost cause. Like there's nothing you can do. You wasted all that money.
You like this team might be heavily reliant on Victor Oladipo more than we think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like down the stretch, you need stops, right?
Yes.
Like who stop? Like, it's just say if Oladipo like just can't figure it out anymore, like he's just done. Like who's to say like you put Tyler Hero down the stretch, you're playing a team like say playing the Cavaliers in the first round.
Yeah.
Guard him or Mitchell, one of the two. Switches him onto him.
And Mitchell's a player where he smells blood. So if Tyler Hero's there, Mitchell will continuously switch Tyler Hero to him and score every single time. He's definitely a smaller player that has no problems in seeking contact.
Right.
So he will go and attack. So that is a problem. Yeah, that is a huge, huge problem. And it's pretty much anybody really like recently when they lost to San Antonio.
Vassell, I think it was
Vassell just kept switching on him and kept frying him. Who's that other kid in San Antonio that played really good? He had his career high.
I think
Langford kept taking him on the low post and just overpowering him. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna counter this problem, but my thing is, it's gonna be a problem. But I trust Jimmy Butler so much.
It's only gonna get you so far.
Yeah, but I feel like
only gonna get you so far.
It's only gonna get you so far.
I'm not saying they're not gonna make the playoffs.
I'm sure they're going to.
But it's.
Yeah. But there's certain teams where I feel like they're in a playoff series. They're better than Miami, but they just don't have the best player, and Jimmy Butler might overwhelm them and overwill them to beat them. But now, let's say like
you can't rely on that too much.
No, you can't. Of course, that's not a. That's of course you can. But
playoff Jimmy, like listen, we know what he's
playoff Jimmy is arguably the best player in the world. So that's what I'm saying. He's arguably the best player in the world.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So they're like a team like a Boston or a Milwaukee, they're done. But what I'm saying is I could see a Cleveland lose just because Jimmy Butler just scores 40 or 50 every game.
You see Mitchell go stupid in the playoffs too, though.
I've seen it too, but it's like I'm gonna trust Jimmy Butler way more than Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs. That's just me.
I'm gonna trust Mitchell more off the strength that he has easier targets, if that makes sense.
He has easier, but it's Jimmy Butler just he perseveres through whatever is in front of him. I've seen it.
No, he gets a massive ratings boost. Dude, again, he almost beats them by himself.
He's that good of a player where he can by himself beat a team.
He's that good. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, like.
But I think their con is definitely like a playoff against a contender kind of problem. Because I'm sure they're going to be fine. Again, they're going to make the playoffs, and let's see who they play on this. And let's see who they play in the playoffs. But it is a problem, though. It is a problem because they won't get over the hump. They won't get over the hump. If they won't. But I don't even know what they could do, like, because Tyler Hero is he's their guy that they
can't do anything. It's
yeah,
like, and there's nothing. It's not like you have access to trade. You don't really have any.
No, they don't. There's not really that. It's more so of a thing where they just have to deal with it.
Like you're in dire straits if it was like.
Yeah, they just have to deal with it because teams will attack Tyler Hero, but again, if he plays at a high level, there are teams that they can beat. But again, like a Boston or a Milwaukee or maybe they will lose, or maybe I gotta name Cleveland in there too. I have to put them in there. Those three teams, they have a problem against those three teams. They won't, but it probably they're more than likely going to lose.
And Bam's gonna struggle in that series too.
And Bam's gonna, he has to deal with twin towers. You know what I'm saying? He has to deal with twin towers. It's like that's a series where he struggles. It's understandable.
Twin towers that can move.
You got to deal with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. in a 7-game series. So it's understandable if he were to play bad. But the problem with him playing bad in a series like that is that they have to rely on Tyler Hero, who is on the other side of the end. Cleveland, any team is an automatic bucket on him.
Right.
So it's a huge con. It is.
So
it's a huge con.
Next up, this is gonna be quick. Indiana.
I feel like I have nothing but good. Like, is there something bad?
Tyrese Halliburton is like a top 5 point guard. You can make an argument against that right now.
They got the what is his name? The Naismith kid. Is that what his name is? Or
you told the dude in Boston, right?
Yeah, the dude that had the game winner against us, and the dude who
Nemhard.
Nemhard. He looks pretty good. Sir Benedict. I mean, he's what he is. He's great. Miles Turner looked like he improved.
Finally.
Right? You know what someone was saying, and I kind of agree with it. They said they think he improved because Sabonis
not there. No, it makes sense.
Yeah,
because he can actually be in the paint and like do his thing now because Sabonis never had a 3-point shot, so it never spaced the floor. He had to be the 3-point shooter.
Exactly. And Buddy Hield. He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, he should scale that.
He's gonna get. So it's like what I would say. I guess the con is what are they being too competitive too early?
I don't think so.
Right? I don't think so either. Okay. I can't think of a con with this team. I think things are going great in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? I think things are going great.
I can't think of one currently.
I can't think of one because they could compete against anybody.
Right.
Like if I look at a slate and I see and literally any team, if I see any team play, I'm like,
I'm still high up to Brooklyn though. That time.
That's true. That was bad.
Like, missed like 10 debates, still lost.
But if I see a team playing Indiana, I'm like, okay, Indiana, they might beat them.
Right.
And I think about that way when I'm watching the slate against any team in the league. So they're very competitive. And like he said, Tyrese Halliburton is a top 5 point guard in the league. So I think this team is just in a great direction.
The new point guard.
Yeah, definitely. That's great.
He's the new point guard.
Yeah, I think I can't think of a con, to be honest with you. The only con I can think of is what? They're too competitive too early. But I don't know.
No, they're very surprising, actually.
They're very surprising, yeah.
New York.
All right, New York.
I'm gonna start with the con. They're a good team though. I'm gonna start with the con.
Yeah, go ahead. RJ?
Yep.
That's the only thing I can think of.
He got worse. He's also a bad shot taker too. He makes tough shots. And he plays so like robotic in a sense.
Yeah.
But there's games this year I've watched him play.
He's bad.
Like I think it's the first time they played Memphis, the first good year. He went like 3 for 20.
That game, you could argue they probably should have won.
Yeah, probably should have won that game, exactly. Oh my goodness, he's been so bad this year. And that's not true because you got Julius Randle stepping up this year.
Phenomenal.
Jalen Brunson is actually worth the money. Who the hell would have thought?
Who would have thought? Isaiah Hartenstein.
Hartenstein was a great pickup.
Good.
They're trying to trade Fournier, Derrick Rose, and them, which
they should. That's fine. Yeah, this is a team.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah. Mitchell Robinson does his thing too.
Yeah, they've been because he can't stop fouling.
Right. This is a team where I feel like everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, or maybe even over exceeding what they're supposed to do, except for RJ. And that you need him to be good.
Yeah,
you need him to be good.
Yeah, and like RJ, this is a very inconsistent basketball team.
Yeah, very mid.
They're very inconsistent basketball team. Mm-hmm. Like it'll be like in games too. Not even just like in the season. Like in games, like when they played the Mavericks at New York, that one example. Like going into halftime, they're winning. They looked pretty good, right? Third quarter happened. They checked out too early. Was it 42-15? They got outscored by the third quarter. Yeah. It was just embarrassing.
Yeah, it was 32-15. Yeah,
I thought it was 42.
No, 42. Yeah, you're right.
It
was 42-15. I don't think they've seen the Dallas Mavericks role players playing good, but 15 points is crazy.
At the end of the day, they're the same role players that made the Northern Finals.
They are. So no, you're right.
So
you're right. I was just saying based on how they've been playing recently. That's what I was saying. I no doubt they made it. They got that. They earned that.
But
without
I don't
question.
got much to say about New York. Mostly good things for the most part.
Yeah, me too.
Your number 3 overall pick is getting to the point of you may have to give up on it. Well, Suzuki just paid him.
That just sounds so crazy.
And with Suzuki paid him too.
That's such a huge blow for the team if they have to consider that. That is such a huge blow because I know last year he was always like a second half player. So I guess he is streaky, but that's bad. I don't know if it's because they got Jalen Brunson and is messing up with his game, But Jalen Brunson's playing so well.
Jalen Brunson, I would think a player like Jalen Brunson would help him though.
I would think so too. I would think so too.
Especially with how good he's been playing this year. Like I would think that'd be helping him.
And he's playmaking at a level that I never thought he could play make. He really is just he's locked in his vision. Jalen Brunson really took that point guard role and plays it true to the position.
Right.
So
and can score too.
And can score, yeah. And if you need him to get a bucket, he can do that as well. Yeah, this RJ situation. I mean, I have to agree with Alex here. If this continues on much longer, you might have to consider losing him, and that's just devastating.
And again, what sucks too because you just paid him too.
You just paid him too. So, but I have mostly good things. This will be a team fighting for a playing spot.
It will.
I could guarantee you.
Or they could be the 6 seed.
Or they could be, yeah, that's possible too. That's possible.
All right, number 5, the Sixers.
Good Lord.
I don't have much to say about y'all. If I think I could say this, Joel Embiid's still good at basketball.
But you know how I could counter that with a con? I just heard recently that Joel Embiid said that the Sixers fans want him to get traded.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I just heard that the other day. I think it was yesterday, I believe. I seen a report where actually Joel Embiid in quote said, "Yeah, they want me gone. They want me traded."
Now, this could be a few different things, right? Is it in a we don't deserve you type of way, or you suck, get the hell out?
Okay, that's a fair enough question. It could be It could be one of those things where it's like, yo, get out of here. We love you so much. We want you to succeed somewhere else. We'll root for you because you're done. Your fate is ruined here. That's true.
You saw how they almost lost to the Lakers?
I still can't believe that happened. I still can't believe that even happened. It
this
could be that.
Feels broken at times.
It could be that, but then
Mine didn't get rid of you, by the way.
That's true. It could be that, or it could be that they are Philly fans. So it could be that they just, I guess they don't like him anymore for some reason, which I don't know why they.
Didn't he drop 50 not too long ago?
Yeah, he's actually low-key reverting back to how he was last year.
In low-key, though, he's already here.
Nah, he is, yeah.
He already did.
Yeah.
Do that.
He's destroying people. So I don't know why they would. I can't see a world where they would dislike him. They
love him.
Yeah. So maybe there is like, yo, just go be successful somewhere else because we can't do it for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, but yeah, Doc Rivers still the head coach.
Rivers still the head coach.
Nothing more to say about that. Mind you, Harden's not bad this year, by the way.
He's not. Yeah, Doc Rivers. Oh my goodness.
And Tobias Harris is Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. Tobias Harris is Tobias Harris. I mean, this team is disgusting, okay?
Like
this team is even disgusting to talk about these people.
Like Elton Brand, I'm not gonna lie to you. The thing with Elton Brand is like, it's not the fact that you got Tobias Harris back is the problem.
It's that you got him over Jimmy Butler.
That's not even that much of the problem either, to me. Depending on the contract. I would have paid him regardless. I don't care.
Tobias Harris over me?
But you paid Tobias Harris more than Jimmy Butler got paid that off season.
Yep.
Pay him $35 million per year.
Yeah, now you like okay, I see what you're saying. If let's say they could have got T-Buy for like the super like low, like a deal.
They give him like $15 million per year. That's fine.
That would have been like, you know, we had kind of had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I would have understood that.
Give him $15 million per year. That's perfectly fine.
And they probably would have been able to sign other people, and they would have had a great.
Yes, your bench wouldn't be George Niang or bust. Yes, it's sad. I have to say that. Shake unless he's starting, feels like he's bad.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't get Shake Milton because Shake Milton is obviously a good player. I don't know why they can't have him play good as a role player. He has to be the starting guy. Like
Pierre Tucker, like there's many games where he's just out there running and fouling. No contribution to the scoring end whatsoever.
PJ Tucker is not scoring in a Dennis Rodman level, except that he's not Dennis Rodman.
Except he's not Dennis Rodman. And here's another thing that Philly did to Pierre Tucker, paying like $15 million per year, even if it's like 40 damn near.
Damn, Joel Embiid needs to get out of here, bro. This team is bad, okay? It's not even, it's the situation.
Like this is one of the worst constructed teams I've seen in my life. Like, you can't, like, you'll be still do this in 2K, let alone in real life. How you have no bench?
They have no bench. Do they have the worst bench in the league?
They might.
They might, right?
Because Quick Muskie. I don't know if he got that fixed, but I don't think he did.
Nah, he's still broken.
He's still broken? Okay.
Yeah, he's still broken.
Montrezl Harrell is a really bad basketball player now, apparently.
Yeah, he needs to retire now. He needs to retire. Nah, they got the worst bench in the league, bro.
Like,
they have to.
The biggest saving grace you have is that Paul Reed isn't trash.
Paul Reed, yeah, he is decent.
Bebo Paul's all right. Yeah. But
this team is in a real bad spot. It's a whole lot of con, bro.
Whole lot of con.
The only pro you got is literally Joel.
Is what Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey whenever he gets healthy again.
Whenever he gets healthy. He's been hurt for a minute, too.
That's all I can say. Brooklyn, that's the next team. The Brooklyn Nets, I
feel like we said so many of this so many times. This is they are in a I think they are in a better situation.
Here's the biggest pro I have with this team.
Okay.
It finally feels like you have a next man up mentality now.
It does. This team is a lot better now.
Yeah. Because that win against the Pacers was one of the most impressive things I've seen.
That's true. I don't think any of the Brooklyn teams would do that, would have been able to do that.
Like with Barry, like who was your best player at the time? And Sumner, I think maybe.
I think so. Yeah, because Warren was out as well.
Yeah, because Warren was out, Durant was out,
Kyrie,
Joe Harris, Ben Simmons, everybody was out, and they got the win.
I mean, Summers out. Where did they draft him?
No,
He's good.
They got him from they got him and TJ Warren from Indiana.
Oh, he was in Indiana. He's good. Every time I watch Brooklyn play, he plays well. I like him a lot.
Yeah, him old dude who I feel like I haven't seen play in a minute. Yuta Watanabe actually been really good.
Oh yeah, Yuta Watanabe, isn't he like the most efficient shooter in the league today?
Yes.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3-point shooter.
He did play in that Pacers game. Okay.
He did play, but he's the most efficient 3-point shooter right now, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Cam Thomas.
Oh, Cam
dropped 33 points.
He's the Shake Milton problem too. He's obviously
he came out
okay. Okay, good. But why when these guys are playing, he don't
get minutes? I don't know.
Yeah. He's obviously a very talented scorer. So he should play more. But this team, I have a lot more respect for this current Brooklyn team because of this coach that they got. They actually respect him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got depth.
The biggest con I have, and it's weird to say that about a team with like Durant and all that, I still feel like this team has a ceiling though.
I'm sorry? Can you say that?
This team has a ceiling. Like it's I just don't think they're gonna make it's one of those things is like I still don't think they're a finals caliber team though.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think they're good. I do think they're good. It's just
I think they're good too, but I agree with you. I don't think they're a finals caliber team.
But genuinely speaking, if I see them in the conference finals, I think I'll be shocked if I see them in the Eastern Conference
Finals. So what you're saying is if they make an appearance to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's like that will be a feat for this team.
Yes.
I agree with you. Because the way this is looking, they're either going to have to play a combination of either Cleveland.
You either play Cleveland, Milwaukee, or Boston.
Boston.
You play one of those three.
One of them.
In the second round.
Can they beat them in a 7-game? Do I believe they can beat them in a 7-game series? No.
I think you beat Boston this time in the game.
Yeah, you're not going to get swept. But I don't think they could beat those teams in a 7-game. So I can't see it.
7-1. I think that's the record in the past 8 games. I think 7-1. They've been winning a lot as of late.
They have been winning though. It's more so of a thing with them because they are I would say they are a good team right now. Right. Currently, they're a good team. What I would say is they will have to prove it to us.
Right.
Is what we're saying. They will have to prove it because as they are now, I'm right with Alex. I don't think they're even an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. I don't think that will happen either. So
next up, the Cavaliers.
I mean,
the bad thing I can say about this team is that your depth is kind of lacking.
Yeah, the depth is kind of lacking.
It's kind of lacking, but you have the best big men duo in the league. You have one of the best backcourts in the league.
Yeah, one of the best backcourts in the league.
And your wing position is kind of a cry for help. I'm sorry.
It's kind of
a cry for help.
It's in a cry for help, but it's like they're still so good.
That's the reason why I think they have no shot making the finals either.
No,
that wing position is that's the problem.
They'll as I see them now, they'll just fall short. They'll just fall short.
Like I think if they've been walking in the playoffs, I think it's gonna be real bad to pay them.
You think they'll get melted?
I think they get melted. Playoff is different. Playoff
Bucks is different.
Playoff Bucks is different.
Thing is that I can't disagree with him because it's because of how phenomenal that team is. The Bucks is ridiculous. So I could see that happening. What you're saying, I could also see them giving them a slight run for their money.
It can.
a slight run, but Mitchell will have to play
Mitchell going to have to play out
on their minds. The more likely outcome is that they get run down by Milwaukee. Yeah.
I like Cleveland. Don't get me wrong.
I would prefer they play Boston over Milwaukee, to be honest.
That would be much better. That would be a much better matchup for them.
I will prefer that because that Milwaukee thing just seems like it ain't it. Like there was a game that they played that perfectly described what he just said. There was a game where it was very competitive and they were having a battle, and then you blinked and Milwaukee won.
They were like 12 out.
Yeah, but like 12, and it was neck and neck the entire game. And
I think Cleveland was kind of controlling.
Yeah, actually Cleveland had the edge in this game, and then it was a point in the fourth quarter where Milwaukee just went on their championship mode, and the game was ended.
Right,
and it seems like they can't handle it. That is for people watching that championship mode thing that we talk about. That switch that is flipped. That's real. That happens when a team says, "All right, let's try hard. It's time to win this game right now." There's not many teams in the league that can handle something like that. And what that game showed is that they're not there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Next team, the Bucks. You know what's the pro? You got the best player in the league.
You got the best player in the league, and you have the best team in the league, probably more likely. So,
yeah.
I can't really.
I can't say anything bad about the team.
The only this is the con. Don't get unlucky.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can say.
Don't happen last year happen again.
Yeah, don't let that happen again because this is a perfect team. So.
And last but not least, Celtics.
Okay. They're in a very good spot too. I would say the con is, are you going to fall back into your old habits? Is my question.
Yeah, because they do have a tendency to do that.
They have a tendency to do that. So,
and I think your biggest thing is you don't want to play the Warriors in the finals.
Yes,
because I think Jason Tatum is allergic to that arena.
Yeah, he's allergic to them. So, yeah, that is your biggest problem. Don't see if you do get the appearance, which is possible. Just hope and pray that it's not Steph Curry on the other side. Just hope for that because if it is, you're doomed. Okay, you're doomed. Now there's a whole lot of pro. I mean, there's a whole lot of pro.
Jaylen Brown actually got better.
Jaylen Brown got better. Jason Tatum got better. Jason looked
like an MVP.
He looks like an MVP player. I mean, Michael Bogdan looks good in this team.
Yeah, they ranked them on the offense. The only reason why I'm not going to list their defense as a con is because when Robert Williams comes back with the pogo stick, that's going to change. That's going to change. And another thing, if their defense is like this, I will take it for how much better they got on offense. Right.
I will take it because they're just not who they were last year. They're like decent.
They're all right.
They're all right on defense.
But they're not historically great.
But they're exceptional on offense.
Right.
So that's a trade-off I would take. But like he said, when Robert Williams come back, that will change. So there's a whole lot of pro. Just don't see Golden State because this is a contender.
Right.
This is a contender. They're fantastic.
Now, not to the West.
Okay, not to the West for the hard part.
It might not be that hard.
Let's see.
First one, Houston.
I would say what they're doing is a pro. They're losing.
To me, they're the most TBD team ever. To me,
to be determined. Exactly. I would say they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right. They're losing these games. They're trying to get a draft pick. They're trying to get Victor. I mean, I see progress. And I see progress.
Yeah, I see progress. Yeah, but I'm like a complete piece of shit. I still lose games though. But
Sangoon, pretty good.
Sangoon's pretty good. I think they win a little bit. They win a little bit.
Yeah.
Too,
they're another team where it feels like when they want to all right, you know what, play hard today. Okay, got it. And then they'll compete. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't really have a con. I guess the con will be if the draft explodes on you.
That would suck.
Right? That's the only thing I could think of.
Suck. But yeah. That's the team that I don't got much to say about them, to be honest.
I don't. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Same thing with this next team, San Antonio. They don't got much to say about them either.
That's another team.
A pro will say this though. Devin Vassell is finally arrived.
Yeah, they're developing him very well. Devin Vassell has arrived. And again, they're another team where it's like, yo, you want to play hard today? Got it. Okay, good copy. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Again, I guess the con will be if the draft explodes on them.
Right.
Okay. I see what you're saying. It might be not that hard. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Pro.
MVP Shea. Gay looking like finally getting back to form. Jalen Williams is really good too. J-Dub is really good. The lottery pick.
My boy Pokashevsky
finally took a step up. Finally. About damn time. You just got to learn how to play defense.
Yeah.
Like, please.
But I feel like they're in the right direction. You know,
they go in the right direction. Yeah. This might be the last year they might be a lottery team.
I agree with that.
Then next year, It's goal time.
This is goal time. Yeah.
They're gonna start trying to actually win games now and all that.
Yep, I agree.
Hopefully, they'll get Chet back next year too. So hopefully,
that's true. Without Chet, yep.
12. The team I'm in a very, very abusive relationship with. The Los Angeles Lakers. Believe it or not, more pro than con actually.
So here's the pro. This team does not suck, right? This team does not suck.
You may look at the record and be like, they're 12th in the West. What, they're like 12 and 16? They're 11 16. 11 and 16. I promise you,
they don't suck.
They don't suck.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I say this team will be in the playoffs. From what I've seen, they can hang with anybody.
They can hang with anybody. Yes.
Now
here's the con, and now it's time for you to say this. They cannot close out games to save their lives.
They can't close games. They can't close games.
It's borderline embarrassing at times.
Yep.
With the execution. Mind you, they are very good at coming back from deficits. That's actually not the problem.
This team will be down almost 30, and you blink, and they come back.
Like, them being down by a lot doesn't scare me much. I believe it or not.
It doesn't scare me anymore.
It's when they're up by a lot. It's when I'm scared. Like,
and that third quarter.
In that third quarter, which I kind of feel like they fixed that a little bit.
They have, because before it was ridiculous.
Yeah, before it was ridiculous. Like, games like the most recent one against the Celtics, they were actually down by 20, I think, going to the fourth.
They were.
Next thing you know, 5 minutes left to go in the game, they're up by 13. Next thing you know, going to overtime, it's tied.
That's another thing. Why is it when this team goes to overtime,
and
they turn to a G League team?
And go back to Philly. Philly gave them the game. AD missed the free throw down the stretch. It just rimmed out.
They gave him that game on a silver platter, bro.
Austin Reeves missed the last free throw to tie the game.
LeBron was the worst player in the court.
LeBron was the worst player in the court in that game. But he actually did play well in regulation against the Celtics. He did play.
Yeah, he played a good game.
He played really well until overtime, when they was like chucking threes, because they were exhausted.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were guys.
And that's another con is like they're overexerting them too much.
They are overexerting them too much.
They're not putting enough trust in Russ and they should have more notes where Russ is playing with these role players because he can do the thing.
And I feel like he's earned that. I feel like he should have earned that trust. And trust Lonnie more. I had someone made a point. They said Lonnie struggles the most when he's in the lineup with Patrick Beverly. So they shouldn't have him with Patrick Beverly a lot.
That actually makes sense now. I think about it like a lot of you.
And when they said that, I said, that makes sense. Because Lonnie's usually that spark plug for us as well. He will make those crucial plays for us, as well as, I think what's his new name? AK-41 or something like that?
AR-15?
AR-15. As well as AR-15, who'll be shooting lights out sometimes.
When he wants to shoot.
When he wants to shoot. Yeah, this team has a lot of losses that this should have never happened, but like he said, this team can't close.
Like this team just can't close out games. Indiana too, if I got that.
Indiana. But
like there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's games where they have impressive wins. They beat Denver. They beat Portland. They smacked out Portland. They beat the Bucks, for God's sake.
Beat the Bucks. Head to head to. When I described earlier what happened to Cleveland, the Bucks tried to do that. The Lakers withstood it and won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even still puts ahead with Cleveland, but Cleveland pulled away because AD then not having AD finally caught up to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, AD he didn't get hurt. He got sick. He got sick. Yeah. I would have loved to see how that game would have went.
They would have won.
And they would have won because you're right, because it was
close until Donovan Mitchell said, I'm winning right now.
Yeah, exactly. So this team, AD's unstoppable. I personally think AD reached the best that he's ever been. Me personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, but it's like this team doesn't suck. It just makes me sad at times.
Yeah, this team is just frustrating, but I'm fairly confident that this team will be in the postseason.
Next up, the Timberwolves, a team that I'm not confident will see in the postseason.
This is another team where I feel like we
had like 3 episodes dedicated to them because they are the most frustrating team in the league. Your pro is the fact that I don't have one.
I don't have one either. What? That Anthony Edwards started to score more?
I was about to say maybe Anthony Edwards starting to score again.
That should have. What took so long? What took so long for that to happen?
And Gobert at times don't look like a piece of garbage.
Yeah, he actually scored more points lately, right?
Gobert actually didn't.
Con.
Your con.
You have no cat.
It's the fact that you either. I feel like it's no in between with them. It's either you can't score or you can't defend. Because you defended the Clippers very well. You held them to less than 100 points.
You did.
You just scored 88.
This team sucks, guys.
You scored 118 against the Blazers. It's pretty good. You allowed 124. And then 133 against them in the game after.
This team sucks, guys. I mean, I'm sure we've explained this enough. This team sucks. They have no depth. I mean, they heavily rely on D'Lo with Cat being out.
Heavily relying on D'Lo is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life.
There is no light at the end of the tunnel with this basketball team. This team sucks.
Oh, no, there's a light.
It's a whole lot of con. It's a whole lot of con.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a pro. I'm like, that is a pro. Jaden McDaniels is actually improving a lot, actually.
Okay, I will agree with that. I would.
So it's not all bad. It's just 98% bad.
98%, yeah.
Well, there's 2% I feel like I had to bring up real quick. Mm-hmm. Next up, the Golden State Warriors.
All right, well, dang.
Well, your pro is that Steph Curry's not for the year.
Yeah, your pro is that Steph Curry's not for the year, so the season isn't lost yet.
Your con, though, is the fact that your bench pieces are very inconsistent, to put it nicely. Kuminga has his games where he plays well, but this game, like the Celtics,
yes.
He played really well against the Celtics, and then there's games where he is an absolute piece of shit. Josh DiVincenzo, kind of the same thing.
Bro, speaking of DiVincenzo.
Did he have a really bad game recently?
Oh, my Lord. I seen... it was yesterday they played Indiana.
Yeah.
This dude was missing wide open layups, bro.
That bad?
Like last year, Russ level.
Oh.
He was missing bunnies.
Oh, that's another thing about the Lakers. They can't make layups, by the way.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But
I mean, DiVincenzo was selling hard, bro. He was selling them badly. I haven't watched 20 games, so I don't know if that's something that he keeps doing. But from what I seen yesterday, if he's playing like that, that is a problem. Because he's supposed to be one of the players that's really playing well for them. That was the big signing.
Speaking of that, you know who sucks too from them that I've seen? JaMychal Green.
He had a good one yesterday, but he does suck.
He sucks here. And that's actually very, very weird to me because it's like...
Yeah, it is weird. I feel like that was a perfect fit for him.
Right. But...
That he sucks too. Yeah, they have no inside defensive presence. They get feasted on.
Yeah, you got your record on Louis, but it's like...
For how long can they hold up?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was always fine because of what, they would provide offensively. So it was fine because they would just overwhelm it. But when they struggle, that's when it becomes a huge problem because the opposing teams could score easier than they can.
Right.
And you're draining Steph. He's already getting hurt. So this can be a problem. Thankfully, that this shoulder thing wasn't
too serious.
Yeah, it wasn't too serious. But now they're gonna have to go to a stretch without Steph. How is that gonna go?
Not well.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Not well. Dallas. Your pro is the fact that Josh Green improved a lot.
He did improve a lot, and Luka is insane.
And Luka, that's a con to me. Actually, I'm actually going to say that.
It is a con
because he's too much already.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, it might be at a point where he might just be drained by the time the playoffs start, or maybe even before.
And here's a con. I'm going to critique Jason Kidd for this. Why? Okay, so McGee's been out for a little while, right?
He has been out.
And I understand you want to go 10 toes down defense. No, I'm sorry. You cannot say Dwight Powell is worth starting over Christian Wood, even though Dwight Powell's not that good of a defender regardless.
He's not.
Christian Wood's offense is game-changingly good.
It is game-changingly good. It is game-changingly good. He could spread the floor. He could put the ball on. He could
make Luka not do anywhere near as much. He needs to play more.
You know what? There's some people are saying that he's so bad defensively.
Who?
Christian Wood.
No, I understand that, but Dwight Powell is such a negative on offense.
He is a negative, a supreme negative.
And his defense isn't enough to shadow that.
It's not.
It's not like you're about tumble on defense.
But what this team really needs, they need Tim Hardaway to play good. They need him. because they lost Brunson. He was supposed to be the one to put the Band-Aid on that. And if he cannot do that,
if him or Dinwiddie's not playing good, they're screwed.
They are screwed. They are screwed. Lucas, again, is one of those players. What I said with the Jimmy Butler earlier, he's so good that he might be able to overwhelm certain teams. But when they go up against those big dogs, they're done.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Nothing much more to say about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Next up, Utah, Salt Lake City. The Jazz.
I mean,
their con to me is you're
winning too much.
No, the Pacers win. I can say I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This team, I'm sorry, you don't got that much talent.
Yeah, because the Pacers is more of a complete collective ball group.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying. This team is not. They need more.
You need more.
Yeah.
And you still got Clarkson. You still got Clarkson who ain't gonna be there much longer. You got Conley who ain't gonna be there much longer. You got I think that one player that just get rid of that did not do that.
That they should get rid of, you saying?
Yeah. I cannot remember to save my life.
Who, Conley Sexton? Nah, I don't know.
No, not him. No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, you said Conley, right? You said Conley and Clarkson.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Okay, all right.
Because I know they're gonna want Laurie for the long term.
For the long term, yeah. Which, that's fine. No,
that's fine.
I don't hate that. It's just you got good players. Yeah, for sure. You got players like Kessler off the bench, really good. You got Olenek who makes any team good around him. Apparently.
Yeah, I guess he's a good luck charm.
Yeah, he's a good luck charm. But it's not like when he plays, he's whack. He does.
No. Yeah. Credit to him. You know, he's playing well. But I agree with Alex. They might be winning too early.
Like you might win too much. Like it's cool to see though, and I guess this is a pro. Will Hardy's a good coach.
Yeah, that is a pro. I would agree with that because he got these guys and he made them compete. So but the problem is that inside presence. That inside presence is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Biggs will score 60 on you.
Yeah, and B almost did it. Literally, he literally almost scored 60.
He almost scored 60. Yeah, it's that bad.
All right, next up, the Kings. You're pro. You're not trash for once in your life.
You're not trash. You're a decent basketball team.
You're an all-right basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense is still one of the worst horrifying things I've seen in my life.
That's true.
But you can score the ball though.
Would you give some credit to Mike Brown for this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
I think he finally instilled a culture on them, and he's doing a good job with these guys. I will give him a lot of credit for this.
He's been in the league for.
He's proven to me this is his best coaching job because
I agree.
I don't care about anything you do with Cleveland. You had LeBron, cool. Yeah. You had with the Lakers, you were horrible. I would know.
Yeah, I agree. This is his best coaching job. He's been in the league for a long time. All that experience is probably coming together.
Training arcs, I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing. But now he's doing his thing in Sacramento. I'm actually very impressed with what I see from him so far. I'm very surprised. They're 15-12 right now. They just came back and beat Toronto. Go win for them. That's another thing I see out there. They have a lot of resilience too.
They do.
They will end games and runs.
Yeah,
Cleveland.
This team is very competent in themselves.
They are.
Yeah, they're fun to watch too. I have way more pro than con for this team.
Yeah. They have games where they actually like the Gem of Fire. They're a good team.
Yeah.
They have a ceiling though, but they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers, they're very interesting.
Okay.
I guess a pro issue. It kind of feels like you're starting to figure some things out.
Yeah.
Finally,
it kind of does feel that way. Kind of huge win against Boston.
Yeah,
huge
beat
win
the hell out of Boston. But Kawhi actually looked like his former self.
Yeah,
once.
Kawhi played phenomenal.
And then against Timberwolves, he looked like what I accused him of against the
He was horrible
against the Wizards.
Yeah,
but it's good to see he still has performances.
Yeah,
left in him.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I would say the cons is just don't get hurt.
But I was gonna say like, how much does he have left?
I don't know. That's something that we will have to wait and see. I have no idea.
Like
I have no idea.
It feels like he's a ticking time bomb. It feels like
yeah, it does. It does feel like he's a ticking time bomb. It's a very delicate situation
because the Clippers are so weird. It's like because if they're healthy, you don't want to play them.
No, you do not want to see them. They're healthy. You do not want to see that team. They have depth.
Like they have a lot of players, but the problem is, will they be healthy?
That's the big question. That's the big question. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not sure. Well, that's another team. We'll just have to wait and see. But if they do find a way to keep this together and to stay healthy, they are a problem.
Next up, the Phoenix the Suns.
This team is in a world of trouble, man.
So the biggest Suns hater on the planet probably is right. It's literally right here. They are 1-6 in the last 7 games. They had this whole entire like hoopla because they got mad because Zion put on a show for his fans.
I saw that, and then he beat him up again.
And then he said, "All right, you like that? All right, I'm gonna beat you up again." Second game was actually much better. The actually was a really good game though.
Did you hear? By the way, I'm sorry. Did you hear about what Zion said about that game? That game was personal for him coming in.
Yeah,
because he watched them lose.
Because he watched it. He said, "I watched my brothers get taken out by them in the playoffs."
He felt helpless. Yeah.
That
was. I thought that was a cool thing to hear from Zion.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because I said this too after they lost to the Pelicans. In that game where Zion hit that win with I'm like, you have no series win where the team was not missing a key player.
That's true. That was a 50, by the way. That was a 50, by the way. That dunk by Zion. That was a 50.
Oh yeah, this one dunk. That was 50.
That was a 50, by the way.
Oh yeah. He did it like it was nothing too.
He did it like it was nothing. And what you said is correct. They haven't had a series. That's been the problem with this team, man. They haven't had a series where they always there's always something wrong with the other team. Now again, they play who was in front of them.
Yeah, it's not like you can help that. It's just something.
It's just something.
But it just feels so weird that when someone's actually healthy or chips on the table, you fold. And you resort to, I want to start antics. And the signs were there. Look when they lost to the Lakers game 3 when LeBron was toying with them.
Yeah, LeBron was toying with them. Just clearly
and the better I guess team. This is the biggest con. They are so weak-minded. It's not even funny.
And they like to what is that called? They like to
They like to bitch and moan when shit don't go their way.
And when it does go their way, they like to talk.
They think they're the shit. Everybody tough when they up.
Yep.
But I would say for your pro, he ain't got better.
He did.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, he did. He looked pretty good. He's hustling in offensive. He's hustling those boards. He looks very hungry down low in that paint. Those middies look kind of automatic. Like he did improve.
It feels like he's doing more, and he's like looking like the player that we thought he'll be coming out of Arizona.
Yeah, he got his money, and he said, "All right, time to ball."
Time to ball, and
yeah,
that's just the opposite of what people do. But hey, man, listen, I'm not locking you for it.
Yep.
I just know you're not gonna do shit with it, and you're not probably gonna lose shit. So it's funny as hell to me. It's probably gonna end when you play the Lakers scope because I treat that like it's a Super Bowl. But that's
unbelievable.
Neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. Next up, the Portland Trailblazers.
I have so much pro. It's just that one con that you have is a huge one.
Yeah,
I have a whole lot of.
Before I say the con, I have a quick question, real quick.
Yeah,
the playoffs start today. The Suns play the Blazers. Who would you think will win that series?
Aiton's gonna feast on them, so I will pick the Suns.
I'm proponent, actually.
You pick Portland? It can happen. It can happen. I'm not saying it,
but
listen, I'm not saying it like, the Suns are gonna destroy the. Like, I think it will be a close series. And it's possible Portland can beat them, but I would pick the Suns because of.
But I think it's close 6 or 7. I think it'll be a tough series.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close 6 or 7. But I would pick the Suns to edge it out because of that mismatch.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's ridiculous. Speaking of mismatch, your con is Jusuf Nurkic. Oh my! There's one specific game that I watched recently with him. I was sick, by the way, that day. So, just in case you think I had a fever dream of this happening, I have a witness right here.
Yeah, we both saw it.
They played the Timberwolves game. They played the Timberwolves, right? Rudy Gobert was cooking him offensively.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. He was rolling. He rolled past him. I mean,
it's like he can't play defense. He's struggling offensively as well. It just feels like he just can't do anything right.
Yeah,
that's what it feels. It feels like he just can't do anything anymore.
He is literally a target on defense. They target him every possession, and he does not score.
Gobert had 24 points on him.
That is so bad. Again, it's that injury. When he broke his leg, he lost any speed that he had left in him. It's gone.
Yeah, I was never really the biggest fan of him, but he was before he broke his leg.
He was having his best season.
He looked all right.
Yeah,
he looked like he could play basketball.
Exactly. And now what they have to deal with is that they have to deal with him being terrible on pick and rolls, being terrible on switches, being slow when the big man is rolling and slipping. He won't be able to pick it up. And they don't really have any. They don't have anybody to get. They would have to do, if they were to do a trade deadline move and get an inside presence, it would be game changing for this
They
team.
need a center bad.
They need a center badly.
Dame is having one of his best seasons. Anthony Simons
Broke
is
out.
a baller.
Jeremy Grant.
But Josh Hart is the perfect type of wing you need in your team. That rookie Shaden Sharp is amazing.
Amazing.
And
Like,
Juju Banks is an okay rotational center too.
again, whole lot of pro. This is a good basketball team. It's a whole lot of pro. We did say this coming into the season. They have good rope pieces. This team should be good. That's what we were saying before the season started.
They have a better record too if Dame didn't miss those games with injury.
Exactly. And this team is good. But that one, they can lose to teams that they are probably a better basketball team than, but because of that one they'll lose them in a 7-game series. That's how bad it is with them. Which is, it's sad to see because this is a fun team. I've taken a liking to this team.
Yeah, this is the first time I actually watched Portland games and not been sick of it since when LaMarcus Aldridge was there.
Yeah, I was about to say since like 2012 or something like that.
Since when LaMarcus Aldridge was there.
So let's see what happens. But as we see it, again, like that was a great question. Phoenix and Portland. I actually kind of hope that series kind of happens.
No, I think it'll be a good series. Great series too.
I think it'll be a good series, but I would love to see how they would be able to manage dealing with that, especially with an end that looks very improved.
That improved and a little bit motivated.
Yeah.
So next up is the Denver Nuggets. Let's get the biggest part out the way.
What?
Jamal Murray.
He's back.
He got his legs back. He's very good.
This
And
team
he's winning a lot. As they.
With this team, I'm gonna, in terms of the con, I think their con is the same as Milwaukee's.
I don't think it's just that though.
Yeah.
Because because them being unlucky has been like the past like 3 years is a little ridiculous.
Yep.
My biggest con with them is like they pick up these defensive pieces right now, right? Like the Bruce Browns and all that. It feels like it doesn't even matter.
It kind of, I guess
Their defense is so bad.
I guess it's because their best players
Oh, sorry, defenders.
are terrible defenders.
Jokic is okay.
Jokic
defender.
improved.
He's
right?
okay.
But I wouldn't want, because he is still slow.
That's the problem. He's
Yeah.
so slow footed, yeah.
So I guess it's so bad that when you get players like that, it just doesn't matter. But the problem is that they're the Nuggets. They're so good. You know what I'm saying? That, again, that's why I said their con, for me personally, I put them in the Milwaukee thing where it's like, just don't get unlucky.
But I feel like the other teams, though, like, I'm going to use the Western Conference, the team that lost to the Lakers in the conference finals, their defense was okay enough. It's not like it was like now it's just shit. Like, before, it was okay. It was all right. Not crazy, but
what could be hurting it too is that they do got Michael Porter, and he does play minutes for them. So he ain't added no defensive minutes for them whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Even the year after though, when the defense wasn't completely terrible.
That's true, because when they traded for Aaron Gordon, I don't know, man. Like, and I thought it would be better because you're right.
Yeah, but yeah, Bruce Brown though.
Yeah, they picked up Bruce Brown, so I thought it would be better. So it's kind of weird to see that it hasn't improved. But then again,
or at least still the same.
Or at least still the same. So I would agree with you there. That is a weird kind of situation. I don't really have an answer for that, to be honest with you.
Jokic is still Jokic. Aaron Gordon having his best year of his career right now. He looks really good.
He is.
Jamal Murray got his legs back, and Porter Jr. and Spot Miz looked really good.
Spot Miz look pretty. Again, this team's as good as anybody, bro.
It really is. They really are.
Yeah.
I would like to see him host that Larry O'Brien once, because
I would be really happy to see that.
This is a really good team right here. This
is a team. This team can do it. We got to see. I think they're good enough for it. Again, I would just say, just don't get unlucky and see. Let's see what happens when you go to war with the big dogs.
Right.
Let's see what's going to happen. What's going to turn out. But this team is in a good place, I think. I think this team is in a good place.
Now, two more teams. Grizzlies is next.
Okay, Grizzlies. What is the con for this team?
They are kind of injury prone for once. Let's start with that. The depth is not terrible. I feel like can be better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. Those are my two biggest gripes with this team. But Ja got better.
Whole lot of pro.
No, they're a contender for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They're a whole lot of pro. It's just those cons can be detriment.
It can.
But the thing is with the Grizzlies is like in the playoffs, they're always a tough out. You're gonna work. Yeah, we got to work for it.
You're gonna work
if you want to take them out. It's been that way since they had Gasol.
That is true. I guess that's just the nature of that franchise.
Right, exactly. If you're going to beat him, you got to work for it.
Yep.
John Morant's a better shooter. They got better, too.
A lot better. They still got Dylan.
Triple J looking pretty good, too. Looking like they don't step at that surgery. It's good to see. But
good team.
This is a team we just wait for and wait to see. Like, hopefully they stay healthy and just make them come back soon.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a team. What are they gonna do when come May? Like, are they gonna go over the hump and beat everybody? I don't know. Will they? I don't know. But do they have the ability to do that?
Right.
Yes, they do. So we just have to wait and see. But this team is they're in a good spot that I can't really say too much about them.
Last but not least, New Orleans. Whew, the number one team in the West.
Must be real good to be a Pelicans fan right now.
The number one team in the West. Got Zion coming back, looking like a demon.
He's looking like an animal. He's unstoppable, man.
Your biggest pro team is the fact that this is not even the best version of your team yet.
That is the biggest.
And you're the number one seed. Like, you got Zion doing his thing right now, right? CJ not playing that well this year.
He's not.
Brandon Ingram been in and out of line the whole entire year. It feels like
he has.
But they're the number one seed in the West right now.
That's probably, I would say, probably the biggest pro is that this team has an expanded mentality. They
do.
It doesn't matter who's out, who's in. They could still win games.
Herb Jones just came back for him being out. Trigger Trey Murphy can shoot the skin of that ball, and he's a pretty good defender. Jose Alvarado, his offensive game took skyrocket to the next level.
To a sniper.
And that's just could be a good spot, man. And in case you need a small ball five for those matchups, you got Larry Nance Jr. that can do that. And Zion.
Yeah, Larry Nance plays that role really well for this
And here's another thing about Zion, too. Defensively, he's gotten better, too.
He has gotten better. Zion's just playing out of his mind. He's just playing out of his mind. It doesn't look fair sometimes when I watch him play. I mean, he's
playing like the player that everyone was hyping out of since he signed with Duke. He's playing exactly like that.
He's playing exactly like that, like a man-child.
He just, again, he's so strong, so fast, so athletic. It feels like he can't miss when he makes.
That's the thing. It feels like he finishes every layup he takes. I mean, it's like he can't miss, and then he's bulldozing whoever's in front of him. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be sore the next night after a night against Zion.
Imagine dealing with that in a 7-game series.
In a 7-game series, dealing with that, he's just ridiculous.
A con can't be how you gonna play come playoff time, but my counter to that, like I feel like the way he plays is built for that.
Yeah, he doesn't force it. It's very smooth the way he does it. And I don't know if this league has the players to withstand him. Like, because the con could be less, because I could already think if I'm a team, I would let's find a way to trap Zion when he's inside and to try to make him shoot. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's obviously, but I feel like he's so strong and has such a grip on the ball. Sometimes it might not even matter.
He has actually very good vision, very underrated vision.
Very underrated vision, yes.
And his jump shot, though not great, he can hit it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if this dude makes shots, you're done. Like it's like
if it's like that first game in his career against San Antonio, made 4 straight threes, you're going to lose the game. Done. It's a wrap.
It's the same thing with the Giannis situation. With these two players, if they are making shots on you, you're done. There's nothing you're going to lose. It's just as simple as that. Because that's when those two, when they do that, that's when they become a literal perfect player. There's nothing you can do. There's literally nothing you can do against that. So, but the sky's the limit with this team, man. They forget year off, 2 year off. They here now.
No, they here now. They're ahead of schedule. They're most definitely ahead of schedule. And that's the crazy part about it. Again, like they're number one team in the West, and they're two of the 3 best players. One's not playing that well, and the other one's
hurt. Like, yeah, and if BI's there, that's a whole nother world of trouble, man.
That's nothing you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
And he already showed you a glimpse of what he could do when it's time.
When it's time. Yep. That's a dude I could get to.
He was the best player on that court when they played the Suns last year.
Exactly. He was great. Yeah, that was a great sign to see that his first playoffs, and he played well like that. So the sky's the limit with this team, man. This team is a problem.
Right.
This team is a huge problem.
Yeah, things don't want to play them in the playoffs. I feel like Zion's going to take that. He's going to take that personally.
I heard a little joke. Luka and Zion is having a custody battle over the Suns, man.
Listen, see what? That's not a match I want to see. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
That'll be all.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to watch the AFC East Shakedown on Mafia Sports Report. And this has been brought to you by Mafia Sports Report and Sports Dynasty, and that'll be all.
As the season's closing, so
As the season's closing, and we get more basketball games.
All right, guys, it was fun. Peace.
Signing off.